Hello everybody and welcome back to Gaming on Caffeine. My name is Isaac and we are back for episode 10 of Feed the Beast Infinity Evolved. Last episode we were working on a ton of the magical side of things. We did a little bit of Thaumcraft, we did a bit more Botania, and we started right at the very end of the episode on a little bit of witchery, with the plan being to hopefully get ourselves the Blood Magic Blood Altar by the end of last episode. Now, if you watched last episode, you'll remember that we didn't get the Blood Altar because we ran into a few issues with witchery, and unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get the Blood Altar for quite some time yet, because it turns out witchery is going to be a much bigger challenge than I thought it was going to be, because if you remember at the end of last episode, one of the main things that we needed was the anointing paste. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Anointing paste, this thing over here. And to make this, we needed the 4 science seeds, which are fine, we could do those really easily. Water bottle, super duper easy. The hard part was the 4 witchery seeds that we needed in order to actually make this thing. Now, the water artichoke seeds we already have. These things are fairly easy to come by. I think you just break grass and you should get them. The other 4 are a little bit more tricky. And the reason for that is because if we look at the recipe for something like the Mandrake seed, the way that we get it is via the AgriCraft crop mutation, which requires us to breed the water artichokes with the seeds. And these seeds are kind of tiered, by the way, with water artichoke being the lowest tier, followed by Mandrake, followed by Belladonna, followed by Snowball. And to get those, you kind of need to breed the previous tier with the next tier, if that makes sense. So to get the Belladonna, we need the previous tier, the Mandrake, as well as the water artichoke. And then finally, to get the Snowbell, we need the Mandrake and the Belladonna. So to get all those, we need to do the crop mutation. Now, normally, that wouldn't be like any sort of challenge. That is fairly easy to do, and all we need to do it is some crops, and more specifically, a watering can, because the watering can makes life so much easier when you're trying to breed crops using AgriCraft. Unfortunately, the watering can recipe has, of course, been changed. Why would it not be changed? So if you look at this thing, first glance, it looks fairly easy. It's some steel, it's some bone meal, it's a bowl. But these 4 seeds, the beet seeds, the corn seeds, and the kiwi seeds, are actually surprisingly hard to get. So, I spent quite a bit of time since the end of last episode breaking a ton of grass, and didn't get any of them. I also checked our chests over here. We do not have any beets, corn, or kiwi that we could turn into seeds. And then I did a bit of research into how the best way to get these would be. And it turns out that the best way that people seem to have found to get these is to kind of wander around a bit, do some exploration, and try and find a village that has like a greenhouse or a gardening area or something like that, and to see if they have like a chest with these in, or if they're trying to grow these or something like that, and then kind of take them from there. So I thought, okay, went away, did like an hour of exploration wandering around the nearby area, kind of like, I guess, like a 500 block radius. I found one village. It didn't have any kind of gardening area, so so far I do not have those. There is another way that we can make them. We could actually go ahead and breed all 3 of these seeds. However, if we look at the recipes, they're pretty hard. Like, for example, this one here, the beet seed, requires carrot seeds and radish. We have carrot, that's all good, but then radish requires tomato and Brussels. Brussels requires cabbage and peas. Peas require okra and soybean. Soybean requires rice and it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of breeding. It's going to be really slow if we don't have the watering can. So what I will probably do between episodes is still try and go out, try to do some even more exploration, and see if I can get myself all 3 of those seeds. But for now, the good news is we can still do crop mutation without the watering can. It's just a bit slower. So that's what we're going to do to start today's episode, and then we're going to kind of move away from witchery, because at this point it would just be us kind of sitting around waiting for crops to mutate, and we'll come back to the magic stuff, and we'll come back to trying to get that blood altar a little bit later on down the line, and we'll work on some other stuff in the second half of today's episode. But to start with today, we need to actually go ahead and start mutating some crops. So the way that we do that is, first of all, we have to be able to plant the crops, and to do that, we have to be able to till the ground. Now, unfortunately, in Feed the Beast Infinity Evolved Expert Mode, you cannot make any of the hoes. If you look over here, this one, you can get the wooden hoe by chance in a scrap box, but the scrap box requires scrap, and that's a whole side of things I don't want to get into today, and all the rest of them are not craftable. You can't use them, and the diamond hoe is only for crafting purposes, so we have to make ourselves a mattock from Tigger's construct, which does work as a hoe. so. Now, there are a couple of materials we could use for a mattock. If we look at here and over here, the way we make it is using a normal tool rod, a normal axe head, and a normal shovel head. Like I said, we could use a ton of different materials, but considering I'm not bothered how fast it is or really how durable it is or anything like that, I just want it to work, I'm going to go ahead and use some cobblestone. That is, if we have cobblestone, which I'm going to say we should do. I did do a bit of mining, by the way, between episodes, which got us quite a bit more stuff over here, as well as a few more diamonds, I think, in our chest, and a lot more redstone. Yeah, we're up to 26 now on that front. So let's go back over here. Let's see in our pattern chest. I think we should have everything we need. So we need shovel head, we need the axe head, and we need the tool rod. We do have all of those things. Then let's just go ahead and throw you in there. We'll make a stone tool rod. We will make a stone axe head. We might as well use not that. We'll take that, and we will take that, and then we could throw all of those back into there. I was hoping they would go straight into there, but they didn't. That's fine. And then over here, all we gotta do, mattock, boom, boom, boom. Nice. So, what we can do with this is we could, of course, go outside and start tilling some ground. We are going to need a bucket's worth of water, and this is where I got really stumped, because I did go into a single-player world and try to breed the mandrake seeds just to see how it was done, because it's a little weird, because the water artichoke seeds need to be planted on water, which was like ridiculously hard for like me to try and figure out. Also, I planted a bunch of dark oak and normal oak saplings that I had lying around because I'm going to need quite a bit of wood today. You can see I've done quite a bit of tree chopping since the end of last episode. But basically, what I did in my single player testing world is I went ahead and dug a hole here. And then put the water in, and then planted the artichoke seeds on top of it like that. And then on the other two, I just went ahead and tilled it. Then we are going to need something called crops. If you've never played with AgriCraft before, the way that you grow things is inside crops, which look like this. And all you got to do is actually go ahead, and this kind of proves my point for me here. But all you got to do is go ahead and hoe the ground, boom, and then put down the crop sticks, and then plant the seeds, boom. Now, to actually mutate crops, of course, we have the water artichoke on one side, we have the wheat seeds on the other side, and then in the middle, we need 2 sets of crop sticks. So, let's go ahead and just make a bunch of planks, and then quite a lot of sticks, and then do something like that. And the way you would normally do it is do something like this, and then wait until the middle section there got some seeds. Now, this never works. This does not work, because this is wrong. This is not how you grow water artichoke seeds if you're planning to like breed them with the wheat seeds. Instead, what you got to do is what we did just a second ago. You've got to put the dirt back down and hoe it twice, which is really weird. But if you hoe it once, you get this. If you hoe it again, you get this little water pad from AgriCraft, which you can then put water into, you can then put crop sticks on, and then you can then put your water artichoke seeds into, and that is how you actually go ahead and breed this. This took me forever. I spent so much time trying to breed them without this setup, and it just does not work. Now, thankfully, we do have some bones, so we should be able to bone meal these guys somewhere near maturity, which is good because they do breed faster when they are mature. Those two are done, and eventually, I have no idea how long it's going to take, but eventually something will appear in this middle section. Now, there is a chance that it will be mandrake seeds. That's hopefully what it will be, because that's what we want. But there is also a chance that it will be what we can see here, just normal wheat seeds, which is not what we want. And there is also a chance that it will be weeds, which are definitely not what we want, because weeds are just a bad idea. They start destroying stuff. They just take up space. They're just bad. But there's not much we can do about it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this here. I'm going to hope to come back to some mandrake seeds. And what I will probably do between episodes is quite a bit of what you're watching me do now, just kind of watching these, waiting for things to spawn in the middle, and doing the same thing for the mandrake seeds, the belladonna seeds, and the snowball seeds. For now, I'm going to actually break this because I don't want weeds to come in and destroy some stuff, but what I want to do now is start working on the rest of today's episode, which is going to start with a jetpack. Now, I do have something else that I want to work on, but we have to do a little bit of waiting for the jetpack. So, I want to be able to fly. Flying is fantastic. It's a good thing to be able to do. And if we go ahead and type in jetpack, there are a bunch of jetpacks in this pack that we could choose from. We're going to start with the leadstone jetpack from Simply Jetpacks. Now, it's not that easy to make. It's actually pretty expensive. It requires a lot of lead, as you can see from over here. The first, top section here is not too hard. Lead is fairly easy. The leather strap is really easy. And the leadstone flux capacitor is also fairly easy if you've been mining down below and, down on the lower levels and got some electroline. But The hard bit is these two leadstone thrusters, which both require a steam dynamo, which requires a coal chunk and some redstone chipsets, and all that kind of stuff. And this is where we need to make more machine frames, which is the thing we used to make the redstone furnace over there. And the reason for that is because if we want to make ourselves a coal chunk, we need compressed coal, which requires a coal ball, which requires coal dust. Now, there are many ways you can make coal dust. Unfortunately, you cannot make it in the rock crusher. Now, the ways you can make it are via a macerator, via a sag mill, or via a pulverizer. Those are like 3 different machines from 3 different mods that all do the same thing. I'm going to use the pulverizer because it's one of the easiest out of that list to make. And it also helps us kind of streamline our system over here. So to do that, we of course need ourselves a machine frame. And then after that, we're going to need a way to actually charge the jetpack. And for that, we're going to use an energetic infuser, another machine from thermal expansion, which also requires a machine frame. So we need 2 machine frames. Now, I did think ahead a little bit. And before the episode started, I got most of the stuff ready. Over here, we have some crushed obsidian. In here, we have the 2 iron chipsets. So I'll put both of those in there to start. The obsidian dust doesn't need to go in there. Also, if we go over here, do we have any raspberry juice? We do. Let's just drink some of that while we walk over here slowly. In our carpenter, I want to say it's the carpenter, we should have 1 or 2 of these guys, basic circuits. Okay, so it turns out this machine does require power for whatever reason. Because there's no kind of like power bar in here, this machine does not actually hold any kind of power. I just assumed it didn't need power. It turns out that is not the case. It does say up here no power when it doesn't have power in it. But all I've done is gone ahead and thrown some oak wood into the survivalist generators outside. And we now have 2 basic circuits, which is good. Over here, I have some refined iron plates, which we can then put into there to get those compressed refined iron plates. I did spend quite a bit of time between episodes cooking up a bunch more steel. Most of it is here. We have 17 here, and over there the 18 that we used for those steel plates. But basically, I just put a ton of coal into the cook oven. You can see we've got 43 there, and if we stick that in there, that should get us, I think, about 43 of the steel ingots. I think it's about 1-to-1 between the coal coke and the steel ingots. You are almost done. Thank you very much. And I think that's actually about it. So if we head back over to our assembly table, I also made some more of these leadstone flux ducts so we can hook these guys up. And if we throw in you and you, we should almost be able to make ourselves a machine frame. But the last thing that we are missing is, of course, the tin gears. And again, we are somewhat ready with the tin in the smeltery and the tin cast ready to go. And I filled up a little bit more of the lava tank over there. So I will take you and we will do 1 more. And then we're going to have to wait a little while for this to actually finish. But that is fine. Why did you stop? That is fine, because the other thing that I want to work on in today's episode, whilst we wait for the machine frames to kind of go ahead and craft themselves up in the assembly table, like so. Boom, and I'll just turn that off. There we go, that should start to work. The next thing I want to work on is storage, because right now, our storage is kind of abysmal. It's kind of absolutely terrible, because we have what? 1, 2, 3, 4 double chests and 4 normal chests, and that is nowhere near enough to hold all of our stuff. You'll see in here, this one was kind of almost full once I put my redstone in, and this one over here is just a random junk chest at this point, and these ones over here are also kind of just random junk chests, and these guys are just full of just random junk and are filling up, and it's a bit annoying. So, what I want to work on is a nice way of organizing all of our stuff, and I decided to do it using a mod that I haven't played with too much. I have played with it a little bit in Blast Off, and let me turn the rain sounds down just a little bit here. I have played with it a little bit in Blast Off, and you might have recognized it from some other mod packs, but these are the drawers. So these over here kind of work like jabber barrels in a way. They hold items, and there are a couple of different ways you can do them. You can get kind of these singular drawer ones, which hold 32 stacks per drawer. There are the double ones over here, which hold 16 stacks per drawer, and then there were kind of the 4 times ones, or the 2x2 ones, which hold 8 stacks per drawer. So I'm going to start by making a couple of these dark oak drawers. Now, the reason I'm choosing dark oak is because we've got a dark oak floor, and I'm not a huge fan of the way the oak ones look. So, what we're going to have to do is go ahead and make, first of all, a bunch of chests. I think we can actually do it like this. Oh, we can't. Okay. You used to be able to do it like that. Instead, we can do it like this, and just get a ton of normal chests, at which point we can then go ahead and make a bunch of oak planks, and we should be able to make ourselves quite a lot of dark oak drawers. That gets us 16, which is not the best in the world, but it will do just fine for now. And to start with, what I will do is I will kind of just put those down like that, and then maybe just along the top like this. Eventually, I think I might get rid of the chests that we have. Can I still open that? I can. Cool. Eventually, I'll probably get rid of the chest, but for now, this should work just fine. I'll put that there just for why not. So, the way that these work is basically, let's say we take some redstone here, and also let's kind of organize our inventory a little bit so I can do this best. I will take you, and we will grab like the rest of the redstone. And basically, you can put different items in different sections. So up in the top left here, you'll see, if you look at Whaler, you can see it has slot 1, 2, 3, and 4, which are obviously the 4 different quadrants of the chest. And basically, what we want to do is just right-click, and you'll put stuff in. And each one, I think, can hold 512. So if we were to go ahead and do one more, it does go up to 512 there at the top. You can see number 1 is at 512. We can't put any more redstone into that one slot. If I try again, it doesn't work. But we can start putting them into other slots like so. And so basically, each slot we have here can hold up to 512 of any one item. And then basically, it works just like a jabber barrel would to take it out. You can either just normal left click to grab a full stack, or you can shift left click to grab one at a time. Nice. So I'll put all those back, and then basically all I've got to do is go through, and I'll probably have just like a line of, I'll probably have the different sections. Maybe I'll have like ingots here, and then like, you know, gems going across the top maybe. But again, we could do the same thing with like lapis. We could just grab it and put most of it into the top slot. Actually, all of it into the top slot. We don't have that much lapis. And then, of course, things like this electroline can also go in like so. So yeah, basically, guys, what I'm going to do, I'm going to wait for these machine frames to finish. One is almost done, but again, we have to wait for 2 of them to finish. I'm also going to go away and put all of my stuff into these, well, most of my stuff into these dark oak drawers as well. And I'll be back in a second. And a little while later, look at this, we actually have a wall of stuff, and I can see where everything is. I can easily distinguish where my redstone is, where my diamonds are. I can see all of the ingots that we have and don't have. It is fantastic. We are missing 1 block down there, and you know what? We will fill it in with gravel, maybe? We do have quite a bit of stuff still left lying around in some of these chests, because a lot of things are kind of only available in ones. For example, the dolly. We're never going to have more than 1 dolly, so taking up a slot that can hold up to 512 of an item seems kind of silly for 1 dolly, so a lot of things are still kind of sitting around in these chests, as well as things that I don't use very often. Like we have a lot of things like granite and diorite and stuff like that I'm probably, to be fair, never going to use, so they're probably just going to sit in there. But we do have a nice looking, I think it looks pretty cool, area where we can see all of our stuff, and it is kind of fantastic. And if we come over here, we have ourselves the 2 machine frames, so we can actually start working on some of the jetpack stuff. So we need to start with a pulverizer. Thankfully, once you've got a machine frame, the rest of the pulverizer is actually not that bad. We need 2 flint, we need 2 copper gears, which I do already have, as well as a redstone reception coil, which is some redstone and some gold. I can just quickly grab 2 redstone and 1 gold. We can craft that up almost instantly. We are getting a nice little following of Endermen, mostly I think because it has been raining outside and they've all kind of got a little bit scared and teleported inside. Let's grab some oak wood. We'll take a few of those. Let's grab some cobblestone, some redstone. We just need 1 and 1 iron. That should get us more than enough for the piston that we're going to need. So we'll do that, and we will take 1 of you. And I think that we're pretty much good to go once we grab ourselves 2 flint. Thank you very much. All right, let's go ahead and throw those down in here. That should get us a fully functioning pulverizer. Good stuff, which we will then throw down over here next to our redstone furnace. And I think we are going to have to provide it with a little bit of power. Boom. Cool. Okay. Now, this is going to be a problem, but what I think I might do, just to kind of streamline the process a bit, is actually kind of get rid of all of this, get rid of this, and get rid of this. I didn't mean to get rid of that, but I guess it really doesn't matter. And then what I'll do is I'll move the hopper, which I think has just gone into the crusher? Did I just destroy that hopper? Okay, what I think I'll do is we'll take this hopper and we'll put it there, and then we'll have all of our stuff go through the pulverizer, then into the redstone furnace, then into the chest. It's just a little bit faster than having it go through the rock crusher. And then what we need to get is some pulverized coal. So I would appreciate it, Enderman, if you didn't kill me. They're all kind of hiding out back there, aren't they? Jeez. I would appreciate it if they didn't kill me. But, oh my goodness, they're gonna kill me. Alright, fine. Where the heck have you gone? I can hear it. That sound, by the way, is horrible. Okay, they're gone. This is good. All right, so we need to get ourselves some of these coal chunks. Now, For that, for each coal chunk, we're going to need 2 because we need 2 of these steam dynamos. We need 8 compressed coal, which is 8 cobbles, and 8 of those, so we need a stack of pulverized coal. Wow, that's a lot of coal. Thankfully, we have 83, which is not actually that much. I thought we had more, but we have 83 coal, and we are going to, I guess, sort all of that in there. We can turn off the outputs for now because I do not want the coal to go anywhere. I just want it to turn into pulverized coal, and thankfully, one of the byproducts of pulverizing coal is sulfur. Right now, we don't have any sulfur, but getting the leadstone flux capacitor does require 1 sulfur, which I'm hoping we should get. I think it's like a 10% chance every time you pulverize some coal, so I'm hoping we do get at least 1 with that stack of coal pulverizing over there. As for the energetic infuser, where is this flippin' Enderman? Jeez, is it this guy? Is it you? Cooking yourself inside? Oh wow, I got some like free resident ender. That's lovely. If you could just... Oh, don't look at me. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. Die! Ender pearls. Oh, I was really hoping we'd get one. Never mind. Alright, so the energetic infuser, this is the machine that we're going to use to charge up our jetpack once we actually get it. And again, once you've got the machine frame, it's actually fairly easy. Now, it does require 2 more copper gears, and to my surprise, we didn't have any copper gears lying around. We have no more copper. Wow. Wow, we've used so much of it making bronze, and so much of my mining, when I go strip mining, I usually just go right down to level 12 and strip mine there, so I don't really do any of the higher up stuff, and copper doesn't spawn between, I think it's Y level 40, below Y level 40, so we don't have any copper. So what I'm going to do is we can go ahead and make the rest of the stuff. We need 2 of these redstone transmission coils and 1 of the other transmission coils. So I'll take 6 redstone. We will take 1 gold and 2 silver. That should get us enough for all of the coils here if we do something like that. Take 2 of those, and take 1 of those. And then, of course, getting the actual leadstone energy cell frame up here is also fairly easy. We just need some glass, some lead, and a block of redstone. That's another 8 redstone on top of what we have. So I will take 9 of you. We will take 4 lead, I think it is. Like that. And I think we should be able to make the frame here. So we'll do this. Boom. Boom. And give it a second. Boom! Nice! So, the only thing we are now missing is the 2 copper gears, and then all I think we're really missing when it comes, and we've got some sulfur, which is good. All I think that we're really missing when it comes to finishing off the jetpack is the coal chunks, because we have the leadstone flux ducts, we have the lead ingots, we have the redstone, we can make 2 more redstone reception coils incredibly easy. We just need 4 more redstone and 2 more gold. And then, what else did we need? We also needed this guy here, the leather strap, which if we grab 4 leather and 1 iron, again, 2 iron, is, again, ridiculously easy to make. The only hard part, really, is getting the coal chunks up and running, as it just requires a lot of time, really. It's not too hard. So we'll do that. We'll make 2 more of those. And then I think we're pretty much done. We could actually go ahead, now that we've got the sulfur, and make that flux capacitor as well. So we'll take that, and we will also get ourselves some lead. So we need copper, so we can't do that yet. And some of this electrotime, which we finally have a use for. But yeah, so what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to go away. I'm going to wait for this coal to finish pulverizing up, which is pretty much already done, actually. Wow. Okay, I did not expect that to be finished so quick. In that case, let's instead grab all of our flint, because I have no idea how much flint we have, and start compressing this up over in our industrial craft compressor. All we need to do over here, put you there, do something like that. That gets us 8 of those. I will take 8 of those. And then I think we just got to compress these up, right? That's going to get us... Oh, that's going to get us 1? We need another stack to get the other one? Oh, okay. So, I'll put that in there. That is going to get us enough compressed coal chunks to... or enough compressed... yeah, coal balls to get a coal chunk, but we are going to need another stack of coal to pulverize to get another one of these coal chunks to make the jetpack. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go away, I'm going to do a bunch more strip mining, this time a little bit higher up, try and get some copper, try and get another stack of coal, pulverize that stack of coal, and I'll be back in a second. And finally, quite a bit of time later, we now have another stack of pulverized coal, which we can, of course, go ahead and craft up like so to get us a bunch of these coal eggs. They look kind of like eggs to me. But we can take those, we can go ahead and compress those up in there. That's going to get us another 8 compressed coal balls. Over in the smeltery, we do have enough to make, I think, 6 copper gears. So let's go ahead and quickly pull all of those out. And once we pulled all of the copper out of the smeltery, I believe we should also have some copper over here. Good stuff. I have got some stuff going through. And also we get gold? We get gold powder as a byproduct of pulverizing copper, which is quite nice. So I actually think that we have everything it takes now to go ahead and make ourselves a jetpack. So let's go and take all of those. They are almost done. We will come back to that, I guess, in just a second. Let's go and make the energetic infuser. It helps if you could spell it right, Isaac. Energetic infuser. This one over here. Let's make that. Boom! And now we can go ahead and charge up anything we want. By this point, you guys should be pretty much done. Thank you very much. We can take you, and all we need now is 2 pieces of obsidian to put in the middle of all these compressed coal balls, and we should be pretty much good to go. So let's put you in the middle. Let's put the coal chunks all around, and we get ourselves 2 actual coal chunks, which is kind of fantastic. And now we should have everything that we need to make the jetpack. So we need some lead. We do need to make this, which we should be able to do if we grab some of you. Thank you. What else do we need? We need quite a bit of lead. I'm just going to take a stack for now. That should be fine. We don't need any of the stuff that's coming through there anymore. That's pretty much done and dusted. We do need that, which I think we do not have because I dumped a bunch of stuff away into some of these chests when I was going to do some mining, and I cannot remember for the life in me where... Oh, no, we do have it on us. We do have the leather strap on us. Ignore me. I am talking complete rubbish. Instead, let's head over here. Let's see if we can make... Oh, we need the chipsets. Oh, I didn't think about the chipsets. Okay, we need to put 2 redstone into our assembly table to get the 2 redstone chipsets. Now, thankfully, these are a lot quicker than the machine frame. Hopefully, they won't take that long to make. Do we need anything else I've kind of, like, overlooked? I don't think that we do. 2 copper gears, 2 more of those transmission coils, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 more silver. Alright, the second redstone chipset is done. We will take that, and we will now go and make ourselves a jetpack. So, in here, we do have a spider as well. I didn't know you were here, my friend. Are you angry? Oh, you are angry. Okay, where are they coming from? My thing's closed. I have no idea where he came in from. I don't think he can get in through that gap, and the door is closed. I don't know where the heck he came from. Anyway, let's go ahead and do something like that. Take 2 of those. We can then go ahead and make 2 of those, I think. Lead. Oh, we need redstone. That's all we need. We need a little tiny bit of redstone. Thank you. It still feels like it takes me forever to walk from, like, here to there. This building's flipping massive. Anyway, we'll do that. We'll do that. What are we missing? Lead, flux ducts. I think these just don't stack, which is why that doesn't work. We'll put you there. We'll put you there. We will put lead in the corners, and we will put this gold on top. That gets us 2 of the thrusters. Then all we need to do is make ourselves the capacitor, like so. We have enough to make 4 of them. Wow. And then finally, boom, boom. Let me see. Boom, boom. What are we missing? I don't think we're missing anything. I think we have it all. There we go. Look at that. Boom, we did it. We have ourselves a jetpack. The final thing we need to do is get down our energetic infuser, which for now I'm going to put here because there's nowhere else to put it. We will put in our flux duct, our leadstone jetpack even, like so. And that is going to fill up fairly quickly because this thing cannot hold a lot of redstone flux at all. In fact, it's not that great. It's kind of the lowest tier of lowest tier of jetpack there is. But it does the job. If we put it on, we can fly. We can fly. Not particularly fast. And not particularly far, and it's not very good at going forward, but, for instance, if we want to go to the top of our dome, we could quite easily fly up without having to jump and nerd porn and do all that kind of stuff, which is very nice, and we can see the nice, lovely view of all the stuff around us. And with that, guys, I'm going to end this episode of Feed the Beast Infinity Evolved there. Thanks for watching. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to like. It really does help out a lot. It is episode 10, which means, of course, there will be a world download link in the description. We are currently playing on version 2.0.2. I know it's quite an outdated version, but currently version 2.0.2 of Feed the Beast Infinity Evolved. If you want to play along with the world, you can download it in its current state, so you'll get everything you see here. I will, in fact, go ahead and put all of my stuff into a chest so that if you want, you can play around with the new jetpack that we just made. All you gotta do, drag that into your world folder. I'll put a link in the description to a tutorial I did on how to do it before. If you don't know how to do that, I'll just slip all my stuff in there for now. So if you want my stuff, it's gonna be in there. If you don't know how to do it, link down below in the description. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that like button. It will just help out a lot. I hope you enjoyed the series, and I will see you guys next time.